Hey, what's going on, Lady Sasha? How you doing? Oh, she froze. Why did she freeze? There we go.
There we go.
Hey.
I just switched the other internet router, so hopefully that'll be better.
Okay. So how you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm feeling better.
All right. So today live stream will be basically like a current affair on what's going on in horror movies that's coming out. And
Yeah,
the first one, did you watch this yet?
No, I have not watched it yet.
Okay. There's a woman in there named Kate. Just pay attention to that character and tell me what you think about it, because I don't want to ruin it for you.
Okay.
But we're gonna discuss Kate later.
Cool.
So I'll move on.
We could talk about some trailers too, because I did see the trailer for the Forever Purge.
That's on my list. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. But let's get into the Canon Man movie, because its release date is August 27th. And I'm hearing a lot of good things about it, especially Tony Todd. I think he has an appearance in the movie. But the sister that directed the movie, she's saying a lot of things. They're praising her. Like,
oh, good.
Out the part. Jordan Peele's produced this movie. So I think coming out his camp, what do you think? I mean, what's your thought?
That's what makes me excited about it, is because Jordan Peele's producing it.
Yeah.
I like what he did. From what I saw, I didn't see every episode, but I saw about 2 or 3 episodes of the new Twilight Zone that he produced, and that was done pretty well. So I think he's on the right track.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. But I think Monkey Paw is the studio. Okay, I think they kind of have like something with what's this guy name? J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, they was that them that co-produced I want to say that was them that co-produced J.J. Abrams and Monkey's Paw that co-produced Lovecraft Country. Yeah,
I heard he had his hands in that. Cloverfield. So let's see what's going on, because that's a nice little thing they got going on there. Now, have you heard anything about Jordan Peele's next movie? Because I haven't heard anything at all.
No, I haven't heard anything. He's been that's been very quiet, and also James Wan's next movie has been very, very quiet. It's supposed to come out also in early, I want to say September, if I'm not mistaken. It's called, is it Malicious or Malevolent or something like that? It's Malicious.
Okay.
It's either called Malicious or Malevolent, but there's like nothing out there. I haven't even seen a production photo, so they're keeping it real hush hush.
A little mum's a word there, huh? Okay, we'll take that.
Speaking of James Wan, did you see the trailer for The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It?
Oh, yes, I did. It's up here too.
And the thing that gives me pause is that it's not directed by James Wan. It's directed by the gentleman that did La Llorona, and what else did he do? I think it's the same guy that did La Llorona.
It is. It is. I know I haven't seen that one yet. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it. It was fun. I would put it in the same categories. Like, did you see the third Annabelle movie?
Yeah.
It's very quiet boo jump scare, but he makes it fun. His jump scares are fun, but they're not as creepily timed as James Wan. Like James Wan's jump scares, he creeps you out a little bit before the scare. And this guy, he doesn't have that same creep factor. He doesn't make you feel uneasy at all. There's no point that you feel scared. Whereas James Wan can make you, like that first Conjuring, he made you feel creeped out a little bit.
He did. Yeah, he set the ambiance. He definitely set the tone for his movies. But you know what? I think that's his style, and I really don't want people to buy his style. So let's see what this guy do with this right here. The Conjuring made me do it. And The Devil Made Me Do It. So the next one is Spiral. Are you going to watch it home or in theaters?
At home, because I'm in Florida, and people are crazy down here. We got I could send you a video for every day of the week of a person yelling in the store about how they don't have to wear a mask, and just it's a mess down here. There's a fly in here. People yelling about not wanting to wear masks. People are picketing outside some of the places where they're giving the vaccinations. They wanted to market a devil and all kind. It's craziness.
Yeah. Well.
So I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay out of theaters a couple more months.
mm. Now, the director that did Saw 3, no, 2, 3, and 4, directed this one. I guess James Wan came across Chris Rock, had a discussion, and I guess they kind of put something together.
hmm
But the reason why I'm will be watching this home, Crystal, oh my gosh, this is my mind.
That's all right.
Is the Saw movies? They've always been like in between theater or director like platforms and stuff.
hmm
So you know what? I think I'm gonna watch this one home. Not saying that it's gonna be bad
hmm
because I'm hearing good things about it so far, but I think I'll be watching this one home.
I think the Saw movies also lend themselves to being in a quieter environment where you could really focus on the movie.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite memories from Saw is that was uh, the last horror movie that I watched with my grandfather, my maternal grandfather before he passed.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember we were sitting in the living room, my grandparents' house, and at the end, when homeboy got up off the floor, my
Yeah.
grandfather sat back. He said, "Wow, that's a dang good movie."
Yeah.
It's like,
That's how I felt when I first seen it. I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, okay. They got me.
Mhm.
Got me.
Mhm.
So Forever Purge, release date July 2nd. What's your thoughts? Because like you said, when I seen the trailer, I
Mhm.
was like, okay, is this like a political movie? What's the current event like? What
Mhm.
Trump was made? Like, is this a poke at him? Is this dealing with illegal immigrants? Like, what's going on here?
I actually think that the funny thing about the Purge is they almost predict what's going to happen, because I feel like the Purge election year actually was
Mhm.
more of a dig on what ended up happening. Because one of the candidates was a little bit Trump-like, and then the other candidate, it was kind of it kind of scary how it predicts things happening, but then it
Mhm.
borrows from previous years, like the first Purge was about, the first experiment and how they had trapped all these people. Was it Staten Island or was it I can't remember. There's another island in New York. It was Staten Island. It wasn't Long Island. I think it was Staten Island. And it called back. I remember from my website, I had written this breakdown about the callbacks to all the different experiments that the U.S. government has done on people in the past without them knowing it.
Mhm.
And when I was writing that, I actually found out about things I didn't know about that they did in California. The whole neighborhoods of people.
Yeah, that's
Not
what.
and not just Black people, poor
Yeah.
people, people that were institutionalized, whether they were developmentally challenged or whether they had psychiatric issues. They were experimented on a lot
Yeah.
back in the 40s to the 60s.
Yeah, and that's where I guess the word project really was a project
Mm-hmm.
to see if they can live in these close environment. Now they're condominiums and high rises now, but you know how that goes. So let's talk about it. The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. Release date is June 4th of this year. My thoughts on this: it's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
I like the premise, the storyline of this. This remind me of what's that movie where they was in court and they're trying to see if the lady was possessed?
The Last Exorcism?
Yes.
Or was the Exorcism of Emily Rose? Oh wait,
The
I got to mix it up.
Emily Rose.
It was the Exorcism of Emily Rose, yeah.
And that was a phenomenal movie. So I want to see their take on it. And I think it might make it a little bit more creepier and scarier. But I love when they get into those situations where you got science against religion, it's split down the middle. People have their views and stuff. So let's see how that works out. But it's the true case.
Yeah, I read the was it the Hartford Courant? There was an article you could look up in either the Hartford Courant or the New Haven Register about it.
Okay.
About the trial. Early 80s, I want to say sometime between 1978 and 1982.
Okay.
I hope I'm not mistaken, but that's what from memory. My memory is trash. So.
No, because you can look at it and tell it's dated, it's period by how things look, how people were dressed and stuff. But I'm definitely looking forward to this one and see what this guy do, because he had his hands on some property here. He got the Conjuring, so he better on the ball.
He came from he was another one of those filmmakers that they kind of took off of YouTube, just like the person that did Lights Out, how it started with that little short YouTube clip.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that did La Llorona, he had a short YouTube short movie, maybe 4 or 5 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the elements of that movie he repeated. I won't spoil it because they're kind of jump scare moments, and I'll ruin it if I tell you what they are. But he repeated some of those in that movie. So I think that's kind of cool when they pull people from, that are independent and are trying to do things on their own, and it gives a new perspective, new voices. So I look forward to that.
Yeah, and it's a fresh take too.
Mm-hmm.
It's fresh blood. I definitely like that. So,
and it's like a mentorship thing because you got James Wan is producing, so it's almost like a mentor-mentee relationship.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. He seemed like a solid guy to learn from anyway, so why not?
Mm-hmm.
So the next one I got for you is Venom. Let there be carnage. Should it be rated R?
Yes. Yes.
I guess that's that.
That's the only reason why I watched Venom and I enjoyed it, but I compared it a lot to Upgrade. It was very
good.
Yeah, and they both had a similar premise where you have these people that have to deal with something that's not a part of them inside of their body and fight it. But Upgrade, I don't know, it just gave me that extra because it was rated R. And I mean, I grew up on RoboCop and Predator and stuff like that, and that's I want that feeling back.
And a high body count. Yeah, I think from the source material, Venom was a symbiote that was on Spider-Man from Star Wars, and from there, then it turned into Venom, then Carnage, so forth and so on, and it's like a whole new thing now. But I definitely like how they executed Venom and what's his name, Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
He fits the role.
Yeah, he does.
He fits the role, so I'm definitely enjoying that. But this one looked like they tightened it up, like wherever they felt was wrong in part one of the first movie is much better now.
And I'm probably one of the only people to say this, but I enjoyed him as Mad Max. A lot of people were like, "Oh, he was terrible." I didn't think he was bad. There was a lot of people didn't like him as Mad Max. I liked him.
No, that movie was good, and for that man to come back after over 40 years plus and knock it out the park, you're playing yourself. Nah.
He was supposed to do the Justice League movie.
Yeah, I heard about that.
That still hurts my heart to this day that they didn't let him do the Justice. It would that movie would have been amazing. I mean, it was still good. I mean, I like the Snyder Cut. It was good.
Yeah, but you know what though? I'm gonna check on that director after this live stream and see what's coming down the pipe with him if he has a new project that he's putting up. But yeah, so I definitely agree with you that it should be rated R, but what they did with it to be rated PG-13, I'm fine with too. Because I understand the business part, like you gotta get the money back and get some people in the seats. So Super Me, have you seen this yet?
It's called Super Me?
Yes.
No, I have not heard of that one.
Okay, well, you know what? Since you haven't heard of it, I'm gonna highly recommend it to you. Okay. And then we'll discuss it. So Super Me and Army of the Dead. Definitely have to get back to you on those two.
Yes, I will. I'll check them out because I have Netflix.
Okay.
I have Shudder too. Please tell me you have Shudder.
Oh, I got Shudder.
Shudder's the truth. And Tubi. Tubi is like Tubi came out of the left field to say, "Hey,
so Tubi.
Remember the video store? That's us."
Yeah,
Tubi.
pretty much.
Tubi is a lifesaver. I love them.
Yeah, actually, there's some movies up there that I haven't seen before that I watched, and they give you the heads up when there's going to be a commercial. So, like other free ones, they just go off. Tubi give you a countdown to let you know that it's going to be a commercial.
And it's not too many commercials because that's what my problem was with Crackle. Crackle was terrible at their commercial placement.
But Love, Death, and Robots season 2, was it good as the first season? Have you watched it yet?
I have not watched season 2. I did watch season 1 and I enjoyed it. I liked it being an animation, and it kind of reminded me of these animations back in the day, like Heavy Metal or.
No, I was thinking that, and you said.
And then, did you ever see this French movie? It was called Fantastic Planet.
I think that was good. Frizzy Cat. American Pop, Hey Good
No,
Looking, this type of
Fantastic Planet was like these little blue aliens. Well, they weren't
Mhm.
little. I'm sorry. The aliens were big, and they had humans as pets. It's just, yeah, it's a weird. It's kind of an odd sci-fi movie. It came out in the 80s. I saw it. I actually saw it on USA Up All Night.
So, so now you recommend a movie that I gotta watch.
Yes, Fantastic Planet.
Okay. But yeah, so when you do watch Love, Death, and Robot season 2, we gotta discuss that and get deep into it. Okay, so this is some news. Attack the Block.
Yes, I was excited about that.
Yeah, because part 2 is coming out. He signed. They're gonna make it a little bit bigger. And I'm ready for it because John Boyega, that's his name. He was a seasoned actor when it first came out, but he's even better. So I just can't wait to see what they're gonna do with his character Moses because I love that character.
Yeah, and I love when they set horror movies in apartment buildings. That's why I still to this day I like Poltergeist 3. I don't care what y'all say. I like Poltergeist 3. That was cool, especially the time that it came out. I was probably 10 years old or 11 years old, and I lived in an apartment building that had an indoor pool. So, so it was extra creepy for us watching it. They should set more. I was just talking to my sister about this. One of the problems I have with quote unquote hood horror movies is a lot of them take place more so in California, and their hoods are houses. And I said to her, I want to see more horror movies that take place in actual projects, because we were both saying. Yeah, we were both saying that if there was a zombie apocalypse, the safest place you could be is in the projects because you got like the doors that you got to buzz in that are steel. You got the windows that can't open.
There's certain ways to get in and out too.
Yes, you'd be safer there than anywhere else.
And they got guns in there.
Yes.
No shade. No shade. So the next one is Idris Elba movie Beast. It's set to be released in August 19, 2022. So it's done. It's complete. You heard about this one yet?
No, I've not heard about Beats.
Oh, yeah. It's basically about, I think he's back in Africa. And there's some lions that he's doing. So I definitely want to see how he deals with that situation. Because I like the guy. I think he's a very good actor.
Is it like current day or is it a historical?
I think it's current. It's going to be a current type stuff. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Our girl, Regina King, is set to direct The Bitter horror movie set in 1940. So this is a comic book that's based in the Renaissance of Harlem. Where they go around dealing with people who have social issues, the stress and stuff get to them, they turn into demons, and they kill them. But it's going through the decades, and some of the family members are dying, and they dealing with, do we continue on, or do we save people in Harlem? So that's the premise of that right there. But she signed on, so we should be seeing her first horror movie.
Well, I have mixed feelings. I like Regina King, and from what I hear, she's been a good director. Forgot the name of the movie. She just recently directed, was it A Night in Miami?
Yeah.
So I'm hearing good things about that. The part that makes me apprehensive is setting things in the past, especially in America during certain parts of American history. I'm kind of worn out on it. I'm tired of seeing Black people dealing with extra stuff from the past. Like, can we do more Afrofuturism? Let's talk about us in the future. Yeah, let's do some Afropunk, Afrofuturism, science fiction. Like, it's maybe I should say it's just not for me. It's not for me. Some people might enjoy it. From what I saw, I didn't get to participate in your panel when you guys were talking about them. From what I saw, it for me, I didn't feel like it was for me, but it did have an effect on other people that was positive, especially young people in parts of the country where they don't get to.
What one was that? Who was I speaking with on that one?
Oh, I can't recall who was on the panel, but I was apprehensive about the show. I watched the first 2 episodes and then I quit because I was like, it kind of felt a little torture. It was like black torture porn, like black oppression porn. And
but you know what, you did touch on that one time, and I always remember what you told me, what your sister said about if they want to watch that, especially white people, then there's something wrong with them.
Yeah.
To that stuff. But
and not eating popcorn to your people's oppression. But what opened my eyes is I saw a review. A gentleman reviewed them, and he was all the way in South India. And I seen other reviews from other countries, and these people are like, and this happened in the United States, and then they did this, and then they did that. So, hey, that's good. If it teaches the world about what happened and tells us the truth, then that's a positive. And then the other thing that changed my opinion a little bit was talking to my grandmother, because I didn't know that my sister had put it on for my grandmother. And my grandmother lived through that. Like literally, my grandparents, when they bought their house in East Hartford, there was a whole petition to keep them from moving in the neighborhood because they didn't want any black people in the neighborhood. And the reason why they got that house is because there was a Jewish family that lived there before them, and the people there didn't want the Jewish family there either. So the Jewish family made sure to sell it to another minority. And my mother told me when she was a little girl about how they killed their dog. They had a German Shepherd, and the neighbors killed the dog, broke the dog's back, all this kind of stuff. Even the parallel of the wife buying the gun. And my grandmother did the same thing. I'm gonna get a gun. And my grandfather had to, go to work every day and live in this neighborhood and go through all these things. So I talked to her, and I said, Grandma, what do you feel about this? Does this bother you to see this on television? I told her people, getting triggered online. They're upset about it. And she said, if y'all upset watching it, imagine if you lived it. She said, that didn't bother me. That's in the past. And I was like, wow. If the person that it happened to was like, that's in the past, y'all shouldn't be getting triggered. You didn't live it. She really put it in perspective.
Yeah, she definitely did. But I'm still agree with what you said, because if they're supposed to be so inclusive now in 2021, but you backhanded us making these movies, keep showing the same thing, then that's not what it is. And again, Afropunk, which I'm familiar with, and I definitely enjoying that type of stuff, futuristic stuff, sci-fi. What's that show on HBO that did very well? HP Lovecraft Country. Like, I'm here for that. Even though it was set back then, it still touched on what we do.
It gave you an episode that was adventure and made you feel like you're watching Raiders of the Lost Ark or Goonies, and it give you another episode that kind of feels like a haunted house movie. Like, even though it was set in that period, it wasn't a constant barrage of oppression. Exactly.
And the next one I got for you is our boy Kevin Bacon is up for another Tremors movie. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I stopped watching the Tremors movies like 3 Tremors ago. I can't even tell you what's happening in the saga.
I can tell you everything. I still watch them. There's one was a cash grab, and I thought that was going to throw the franchise off. But the one after, the other 2 behind that, kind of saved it. It's still in the same vein as Tremors, and for him to say that, to come back, that would really do another jolt in the arm. So
yeah,
that series will be back in mainstream for new generation who never even heard or watched it.
Yeah, because the original, we loved the original. I remember us seeing that on VHS, and we watched that a lot.
Exactly. So you have any questions for me? I know you do.
I have one, and I should have written it down because I forgot when I was talking, because I was got off on a tangent about the apartment horror. Which, by the way, circling back to the Candyman thing.
Yeah.
I just recently found out, how in the Candyman movie, how she takes the mirror out of the wall and you can see through to the other apartment. There's a real story where this woman was killed that way in Chicago. They took it from the newspaper. There were some apartments that were built like that, and the murderer came through the mirror in her apartment and killed her. And they put that's where that came from for them to put it in the movie. I was very surprised at that.
Well, another FYI for you. Tony Todd grew up in a project where they shot Candyman.
No, he didn't.
You sure?
Yes, because my mother knew him in Hartford. He grew up in Hartford, Connecticut.
He grew
on Sigourney Avenue. Yeah.
Why they say he grew up? Because I was watching.
I don't know why they said that. My mother used to say, "Oh, they would tease Tony because he always said we used to say I'm going to be an actor. I'm going to be an actor," and they'd be like, "Yeah, go ahead on with that, Tony." He right on Sigourney Street in Hartford, Connecticut. And I remember when my mother and her cousin told me that, I didn't believe them. I was like, you don't know Tony Todd. You don't know Tony Todd. So my cousin Jerry had him call my grandmother's house while I was there and do that Candyman voice and scared the hell out of me. I was like, I want to say I was 18 or 19 years old, scared the hell out of me because I didn't believe them when they were saying that they knew Tony Todd. A lot of people from Connecticut do that. Those twins from Jagged Edge do the same thing. They're from Hartford, but all their stuff says, they all say they're from Atlanta. So many people come from Connecticut and pretend like they're not from Connecticut, and I don't know why. Why are y'all ashamed of being from Connecticut?
It's funny because I was talking to Lori about it yesterday. Like that song, Samari, If You Ever Need. Mm-hmm. Okay, they're from my complex where I live at, and Only You Can Make Me Happy. Only You. They from New Haven. Mm-hmm. And there's another person that I know who had a hit song on the R&B chart that's from New Haven. And these people from like a 6-block radius that's to see every day. Mm-hmm. So And
Cassie that used to be with P Diddy. What she used to sing? She's from Bridgeport.
And the girl Dawn in Vogue from London. Mm-hmm. So we got some people here.
Yeah,
you better start rapping because that guy Michael J. White is from here. Actually, he's opened up a studio. I'm looking at it online. I'm not sure.
Wow.
But it's supposed to be in New Haven, so we'll see what's going on with that. Yeah, it's a lot of people that came out of Connecticut, Shudder. What are you watching on Shudder?
On Shudder, I watched the whole first 2 seasons of Creepshow.
Great.
I watched
the special. The Christmas special.
Yes, I watched the Christmas special, and there was I want to say it was a Halloween special too. There was one that had like it was like a werewolf group meeting. Well, some people were werewolves. Yeah, one was a turtle and other stuff. And then there was, I think the Halloween one was the cartoon with the guy on the beach that was like eating his own body parts to stay alive.
Yeah. That was a good one too. I definitely enjoyed that one too. So
you watch Joe Bob's Last Drive-In?
I need to get to that. I need to start watching them again.
Yeah, that's on tonight. What he usually does, he'll go on Twitter and he'll give like a clue of what the movies are going to be, what the double feature is going to be. Mm-hmm. And tonight he said that his guests are going to be Bruce Campbell and William. I can't remember his last name, but it's the director of Maniac Cop. So a lot of people are guessing he's probably going to play Evil Dead and Maniac Cop. But you could always catch the rebroadcast too if it comes on too late. There's you could play the rebroadcast, but it's very fun to watch it live because we live tweet. Everybody's live tweeting and we talk about it at the same time. And it's super fun for me to see the younger generation first see these movies. Like a few weeks ago, he played Castle Freak, and to see the babies that never saw Castle Freak freak out at the stuff that was happening. He played Society. I just love when he plays movies that there's going to be a twist there with a lot of extra gore, because in the last 10 years they've slowed down on the gory movies a lot. They did. Yeah. I don't know. So a lot of the younger generation, they're not used to seeing like actual gore and prosthetics and makeup. So it's shocking to them. Yeah. So if they play Maniac Cop tonight for them, I can't wait to see their reaction to see Maniac Cop.
And it's funny because I was going to put up here Mystery Theater 3000. Mm-hmm. They hit their goal because they did a Kickstarter or what it's called, and they surpassed it. So
good.
Because I enjoyed them. I definitely
yeah. Well, what I heard was that they had a hard time trying to get the rights to movies to speak over again. Yeah. And I'm like, but these movies, number one, your movie's bad, so stop fronting like your movie's not bad. Number two, be happy that they're introducing your movie to a whole new generation. That's how I found out about. I talked to Crystal when we did our zombie movie. Mm-hmm. That's how I found out about what was it? The crazy mixed up creatures who stopped living and became zombies. That's the title of the movie. I found out about that movie from Mystery Science Theater 3000.
And you know what? I'm glad you brought that topic up. I'm glad you brought that up because I watched that video of you and Crystal talking about zombies, the difference. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to put my 2 cents into this.
Okay. I'm ready for it.
Zombies are anything that comes back to life on their own.
Thank you. That's that.
I don't care what happens on their own. you can do a little gray area and be like 28 days later, but they was diseased, this and that.
Mm-hmm.
They have no pulse,
Mm-hmm.
and they come back, they're zombies.
Yeah, I just call those rage zombies. I'm like, they're still zombies, but I call them rage zombies because they act all enraged.
Mm-hmm. Now, if they come back due to the help of somebody, like your reanimators or Frankenstein, then even though they got the help, they're still coming back to life. So I'm going to call those zombies too. Anything that comes back to life is a zombie. Simple as that. No matter what avenue they took to get back, if you cast a spell or some type of chemical, or some mad scientist bring them back or anything, it still falls under that genre. Now, under the genre, they get different titles, but this is what it is to me. So that's my definition of.
Now, do you think in Rec those were demons? I have to rewatch it because it's been a long time, but it seemed like at the end of the movie they were saying that
there were demons.
It was a demon
entity that was
that was being passed from person to person. And the only other movie I've seen them do that in is in Demons in
the movie theater.
In the movie theater.
Yes. Yeah. I agree with you. You was on point.
Yeah,
so we got to get Crystal up here. We got to jump her. Yeah. So the guy that did the King Kong versus Godzilla movie had the green light to do Thundercats. What's your thoughts?
He did all right with how everything looked. Like the fight sequences, that was because I'm probably repeating myself, but I said this before. That was the one thing amongst other things, but the biggest thing I didn't like about the Transformers movies is that the fight sequences were not shot well or animated well, I should say. There's too much like this, and you can't see who's winning.
Yeah.
And with Godzilla and Kong, even when Godzilla and Kong were fighting Mechagodzilla, you could see everything that was happening. You could see who was winning, and I like that. So if he can maintain that standard, I'm all for him doing a Thundercats movie.
Okay. Well, I want to hold you up too much. I definitely appreciate you coming through, and of course, we'll be back on my platform, or I'll be on your platform, and that's it. So another wonderful live stream. Oh, we did 3 Nice. That's nice.
Oh, I didn't get to do any trivia.
You know what?
To the trivia. You got any trivia?
This one is really like a current affair type thing. What's going on in the movie industry? But next time. And I appreciate you coming through, Crystal.
Oh, no problem.
Sasha. I'm gonna have to text her and message her, see how she's doing.
Yeah.
Because that type of injury right there, having a lot of friends that play sports, it's hard to get back on your feet and heal. You know, and that's even when they was younger. So I can imagine when somebody's older get an injury like that. So I have to check in for her. So next
we're still hoping to stream sometime this weekend, depending on how she feels. So if you're free or up for it.
Yeah, let me know, but anything before 6, because now I'm gonna get out of here so I get ready for work tonight.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I'm gonna reach out to Night Watch Zone to see what's going on with him, because I think that's very unfortunate, that situation, and that's not good. He put too much work in there.
Yeah,
too much work.
I was telling him to don't give up because there's a YouTuber. Her name is Lovely T. And I've been following her for probably 4 or 5 years, but I think she's been on longer than that. She's on her 3rd channel because she had the same situation. Her first 2 channels, she only made it to maybe 20,000. Her 3rd channel, that's her 3rd time trying. She's at over 900,000 now.
900,000?
Yes. So I told him, keep going.
Good.
And anybody's watching this, follow him on Twitter. So when he does come back, you can find him.
Good.
His name is I think it's Nightwatch_1 on Twitter.
Okay. And you know what? I was thinking, they took his channel down, but if he has a backup, he could get a new channel and just put us up there, wherever he does have in his hard drive. So, all right. So thank you for coming through, Lady Sasha.
No problem.
We got to keep this going.
Yes, definitely.
All right.
You have a good weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.